Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all doing? My name is Dr. Ali. Again, my name is Dr. Ali. I will be the instructor for this course, Money and Banking, GBUS 3322. Um, uh, what do you think this course is about? When you hear the word money and banking, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? I'm sure you probably think that making deposits, going to the bank, making deposits, or going and cashing a check, or making a loan, borrowing money. To some degree, that's correct. That's one function of the banks. But this course is way more than that. More than that, we're looking at the financial markets in general. When I say the financial markets, I'll be talking about the market for stocks and bonds. We'll also be talking about the functions of money. What is the role of the money in the economy? And there are many other functions of the banks that we'll be looking at. We'll be looking at financial statements of the banks. When we talk about, well, let me just mention that the bank's major function, they act as an intermediary between those people who have money and they don't know what to do with it, so they put it in the bank. And there are people who need the money in order to finance their functions, to finance their businesses, or to make personal loans. So the banks act as an intermediary between the two parts. Okay, and when you go to the bank and you borrow money or you obtain a loan from the bank, that's considered indirect money, indirect financing. That you get your money in an indirect way. But if you go to the financial markets, you finance your projects through the issuing stocks or bonds. This is called a direct financing. So when you go to the market, financial market is direct financing. When you go to the banks, it is indirect financing. All right. So, what is the major goal of what is the goal of this class? Okay, the goal of this class is for you, the students, to examine the functions of the or how the financial markets work. When I talk about the financial markets, we talk about the markets for stocks and bonds, issuing stocks and bonds. And as you are aware, stocks are considered equity financing, and the bonds are loans. They are debt financing, DEBT, debt financing. So you can obtain your financing in two ways, either by borrowing the money or through issuing stocks, I mean, giving people equity in your business. So we will examine those functions. We'll also examine the functions of the financial institutions. You know, when I talk about financial institutions, that I talk about banks, I talk about mutual funds, insurance companies, trusts. Okay, those are financial institutions. So you will examine the functions of the financial market and the functions of financial institutions. You will also examine the what is the role of the money in the market. What does in the financial system, in the economy? What's the role of the money in the economy? Like the economy, the money is considered the engine of the economy. If you have money, you can function. When you don't have money, it'll be very difficult for you to function. When I say money, money is a loose term. You know, money means this. What I mean by money is economic resources. Okay, not just the cash or the paper money. Yeah. Okay. And the objectives of this. There are three objectives of this course that you should be aware of, and for that I'm going to look at the syllabus. Just bear with a minute for me. Okay, and all right. By the end of this semester, okay, you should be able to acquire and demonstrate analytical and problem-solving skills within the money, banking, and financial markets disciplines. So we have lots of areas where you will have to do some analysis, some problem-solving issues, starting from chapter 1. Okay, so you will be doing lots of analytical analysis. Okay. The second objectives of this course, you will be able to examine the functions of money. Okay, you will be able to understand what is money and what is the position of money in the economy. And the third objectives of this course is to develop understanding of how money and its unique position. Sorry, you will be able to develop an understanding of how the banking system works. Okay. Now we know, like we said, the banks act an intermediary between the people who have the money, and the people who needs the money. And also, there's a relationship between the banks, the one that we go to, and the Federal Reserve. Now, the Federal Reserve usually issue the interest rate. And so banks can borrow also from each other, and they can borrow from the Federal Reserve in return for some interest on it. And that's the interest we pay. Once the Federal Reserve passes the interest rate, okay, the banks passes that interest rate to us. So that's why when the Federal Reserve meets and they want to talk about the interest rate, everybody will be waiting, because interest rates, it affects all of us, especially you students when you take student loans. Okay, there is some interest applied here to those loans. Those loans are not free. If you go to the bank and borrow money, the bank is going to charge you interest. The high interest rate is not good for you as a borrower. Low interest rate is good for you as a borrower. High interest rate is good for you if you invest your money, though. You want to have a high interest rate if you want to invest your money. Anyway, so this is just a general description of what we're going to cover in this class. Now, one more thing that how are you going to be assessed on your performance in this class? How are you going to get your grades? You will be assessed in traditional and non-traditional means. Traditional means like regular exams, exercises in the textbook, and non-traditional is through, for example, the forum and the chats. Okay, we're going to talk about the forum shortly. We will post some issues that has to do with the content of the course, and you will have to respond through the forum, and also you have to communicate with your classmates on the forum. And the chats, will specify some dates, and usually announcements will be on the very first page of the course. That is the cell phone. Somebody is calling. I'm sorry for the disturbances here. And I'm not going to respond to that. Yeah. So that's what the chat and the forum will be our non-traditional means of communication, non-traditional means of assessment for this course. Let me just give you a brief requirements for conducting brief requirements, brief overview of the methods of communicating with this class. When you log into JIX, or let me, before I say that, you got to have a good uh, internet connection, maybe high speed connection, and you got to have a good laptop, and don't rely on a cell phone. I can tell you right now, don't rely on the cell phone. It's not going to work for you. And so I'm just letting you know now that you got to have some laptop. And to my understanding, the school will lend you a laptop. You just call them and pay a deposit and get the laptop. And there is if you look on the website of Texas College website, you will see the laptop policies, how they are going to lend you those laptops. Yeah, they that's how you would be assessed through traditional means and non-traditional means. Uh, Now, how to get to the course material? Once you log into your website through JAX, and then you go to My Courses, and then you see a list of courses, and you click on Money and Banking, GBUS 3322, Money and Banking, and then you will have a list on the left side of the screen. It has several components, or the most important of those components is the coursework. And under coursework, once you click in, you will see the exams, course assignments. You will see PowerPoints are there too. But let me precaution you, PowerPoints are not enough by no means. You have got to, I'm going to talk in just a minute about the textbook for this class, which is required in order to function in this class. Another link is a syllabus. So click on that link, and then you will see the syllabus on the right side. It has a click on the syllabus, and then it will come out in a Word document, and then you must print it. You must print. You have to have it with you all the time. It has in it a component about the course guidelines or course outlines. It's like a calendar. It has what will you do week 1, what will you do in week 2, what will you do in week 3, and so on. And so you need to get the syllabus and print. Well, actually, we may have a quiz the first week on the syllabus to see if you read, and that quiz is part of your grade too. So just be aware of that. So once you get the syllabus, okay, on the first page of the syllabus, you will see the textbook. And the textbook is required. This is a copy of the textbook. It is the economics of money and banking by Michigan. And this is the 12th edition. So the homeworks or the assignments and the web exercises are all located on the textbook. So you got to get the textbook. And this is the title, as you can see here. And this is the as you can see, the ISBN number. You see that? The ISBN number. All right. So this is the textbook, and it is required to function properly in this course. That's all, and I hope I gave you a good introductory about this class. Once you print the syllabus, you will see the first paragraph in it, the textbook, and it tells you also this class is conducted online. And the best way to communicate with me is not through calling. It's not going to work. I'm not in the office yet. And I cannot use my personal phone. It's about to be finished. Okay. I can barely use it for my personal use. So you have to email me, and my email is on that paragraph of the syllabus, the first paragraph of the syllabus, hali at texascollege.edu. I will definitely respond to you. Sometimes I respond within an hour or less, sometimes immediately. But I promise you, by the grace of God, that I will respond to you as fast as possible. I'll be available to you Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay? So God bless you, and I'm looking forward to conducting this class with you. First day of classes is August 12th. All right? Have a blessed day, everyone, and we'll talk to you or we'll communicate very soon. All right.